The world you were born into no longer exists. For decades, the global economy worked as a single, efficient machine. We produced where it was cheapest. We traded freely. And we trusted that supply chains would never fail. That trust is gone. Right now, globalization is not just slowing down. It is breaking apart. After the Cold War, the world became largely unipolar. One dominant economic system, one set of rules, one global market. Countries didn't need to worry about where their food, energy, technology, or medicine came from. Efficiency mattered more than control. Cost mattered more than security. That balance is gone. Globalization depends on trust. Trust that borders stay open. Trust that trade routes remain safe. Trust that politics won't interfere with economics. That trust no longer exists. Countries now see supply chains as vulnerabilities, energy as leverage, technology as a weapon, trade as pressure. Once trust is gone, globalization cannot survive. Governments are no longer asking, where can we make this cheapest? They are asking, where can we control this? Factories are being reshored. Critical industries are labeled national security assets. Trade decisions are made based on politics, not economics. This is not temporary. This is strategic. There is no longer one global economy. Instead, the world is splitting into blocks. Separate trade systems, separate technology standards, separate financial networks. Countries are choosing sides or trying to survive between them. This is the end of a single global market. Crises pass. Systems recover. This is not a crisis. This is a structural change. The rules that define the last 30 years are being rewritten. And once systems change, they do not revert back. There is no return to normal. Prices rise. Growth slows. Volatility increases. When efficiency disappears, costs go up. When systems fragment, stability declines. Global trade becomes harder, slower, and riskier. This is the price of control replacing efficiency. Economic fragmentation leads to political tension. Political tension leads to militarization. Defense spending rises. Borders harden. Influence replaces cooperation. Globalization reduced conflict by tying economies together. Deglobalization removes that restraint. Winners adapt early. They secure supply chains, diversify exposure, and reduce dependency. Losers wait for the old system to come back. It won't. This transition will create inequality between countries, companies, and individuals. Every product you buy, every job tied to global trade, every currency exposed to international markets. Nothing is untouched. Globalization shaped daily life. Its end reshapes it again. This shift is not finished. In fact, it's accelerating. More countries are rewriting trade laws. More governments are restricting exports. More alliances are forming, not for cooperation, but for protection. What we're seeing now is only the early stage. As globalization fades, regional power matters more than global access. Countries that once relied on the world market now rely on themselves or their allies. This creates winners and losers in real time. When economies disconnect, misunderstandings grow. When trade decreases, diplomacy weakens. When cooperation fades, confrontation becomes easier. History shows this pattern clearly. Economic separation does not cause conflict by itself, but it removes the barriers that once prevented it. The real question is not whether globalization is ending. It already is. The real question is how prepared we are for what comes after. Because the world that replaces globalization will not be cheaper, safer, or more stable. It will be more divided, more competitive, and far less forgiving. Globalization didn't fail. It completed its role. The world is moving from integration to fragmentation, from efficiency to control, from cooperation to competition. This is not a pause. This is not a reset. There is no going back. If you want to understand how these global shifts actually affect your life, your money, your job, your future, subscribe to the channel. We break down global power shifts clearly, calmly, and without hype, because understanding what's coming is the only real advantage left.